Welcome to the B.L. Glover Show. I'm your host, Bushan Glover. Today is Wednesday, April 13th. And the B.L. Glover Show is entertainment, sports, politics, and money. So we're going to do a sports edition today because there's a story that came to my radar yesterday. And it was Cam Newton having a conversation on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. Now, and if you missed it, Cam Newton was very candid about his upbringing, about who he is and his standards and how he is as a player and as a man and as a father. And the question was asked about ladies. And when I looked the story up after it came to my radar, I instantly saw where he was in trouble for saying something about women. And it was an instant apology. If I offended anyone, I'm sorry. So I went back and I listened to the entire interview, or the entire podcast on $1 Million Worth of Game. Now, Cam Newton didn't say anything wrong. And I repeat, he didn't say anything wrong. He basically broke down his experience and his upbringing. Cam Newton said it himself out of his mouth that he had one of the best upbringings. He said he did not grow up in a 2-parent household. He grew up in a 3-parent household. His mother, his father, and his grandmother. And his father was an example of showing him how a man is supposed to take care of his family and treat women and vice versa. But his reality of having a candid conversation, this is what podcasting is. So I don't know why he apologized or why he even felt the pressure to or the need, because he basically had a private conversation in a public forum, which is a podcast. So his reality is he's not with the bull. Just like, on the Better Black America podcast, there's a series that's sparked, and is Black excellence versus Black ignorance. Just basically breaking it down. And he was just talking about the pros and the cons of how we are the best and the worst at the same time. And how basically just because you got money don't make you a boss. And just because you a clout don't make you special, but have a standard of living. And he says something about the female, oh, you a bad. I think the comment was, I think he said, no, I don't think he said, I know he said, oh, I'm a bad bitch. Right. And I was sitting there like, wait a minute, Cam, they're going to kind of get on you for that. But it was real. It was reality. And these are conversations that I've had with my people forever. When I say forever, I mean forever. Just the conversation. Didn't mean anything, not judging, because we all know that we're the best and the worst. Black excellence versus Black ignorance. There's women about that life. That's a baddie. And they talked about, you don't even have to explain it. Because most bad bitches don't say they bad. They just live a lifestyle and other bitches call them bad. And then there's the ones that's actually faking it till they make it, just like men. So there was nothing wrong that he said. But that's that public, that correctness that they want to be a part of, or that cancel culture. But you can't cancel facts. And this is why there has to be a whole bunch of pushback. And I'm happy that Cam Newton said his real and his reality, because he's living a lifestyle that actually produces, something good. I had a 1-parent household. So my success level is probably, it's 2 tiers behind Cam when it comes to the comments in the bank account. I know he got way more money than me, right now, today. Because it gets greater later, but all jokes aside, it's weird how a man has to apologize for basically just speaking his truth and his reality confirmed with facts, because we all understand the position that he's coming from. We know he's not saying all women are bad, just like all Black men are not terrorists, just like the brother, Mr. James, that they're looking for in New York. Person of interest. 30 people injured, hospitalized. Smoke bombs involved in a terrorist situation yesterday in a New York train, but since his name is Mr. James, black man, and is 61 years old, they're not saying terrorism. So I'm going to keep y'all posted, because this cannot be the icing on the cake and the candles and for another, 21st century crime bill. We don't want that. Okay, the 20th century crime bill was bad enough, but this 21st century, I mean, come on. But as men, it's time to start speaking the truth and letting the world know that there's a standard that we're living by, so we can raise the bar, because we know the mindset and everything that Cam Newton said has no issue. And I remember, because I did read the Sports Illustrated article when they basically brought up something in 2013, 2014, when he talked about had an issue with a black reporter, because she was talking about players coming out of their routes and their breaks. And he looked, he's like, oh, OK. Just looked at her, because it's, as a man, it's kind of weird having a woman talk about something that we know she has never done in her entire lifetime. And if she did, it would just some putter paw football or something, not on the level to be questioning the best in the business, as an example. Now, if you was a wide receiver, Nate Burleson talking about it, that's different. But when you a female, I mean, come on. So the battle of the sexes never ended. Just the men, we just surrendered. So now it's time for us to really be men and let them know what's really going on. Raise the bar, raise the standard, not only for women, but for men in general, by putting things into play that's actually going to elevate, escalate, and take the next generation to another level. So Cam Newton, man, he ain't do nothing wrong. He 100% right. 'Cause we know there's some thoughts out there. We know there's some fakes, wanksters, pranksters, busters, custers out there. We know that. He was just keeping it 100. So let's keep our testes. Let's keep our sack. Keep it 100. So with that being said, man, the BL Glover Show Sports Edition, tapping with y'all. Make sure y'all go and check those Better Black America podcasts out, man, because we on to something socially, economically, mentally, and spiritually. With that being said, man, peace out. BL Glover Show.